A review of my Cobra microtalk AM845 after a few days of use, and I have to tell you these are really good, robust walkie-talkies. I used this one of the walkie-talkies on the way back home from Hereford, and the range is really good. I picked up some interference on the motorways. These are really robust. Just what I like about these, cause they've got a LED flashlight. I didn't mention that in my first review. My first review was a range test, and this is now me going through the radio itself. And I've had these a few days now. Got these from Maplin on Wednesday. They cost £69.99. It says Cobra with logo of a cobra. Then power it on just by pressing and holding the mode button, makes that noise. Your menu button for changing privacy channels and baud rate and all that. Your call button for calling the other rig. As you can tell, they are rechargeable and come with a dock what takes a micro USB lead, which is good. To change the channel, you just press the up and down arrow for channels. To change the volume, press the up and down arrows for volume. Max range. What I like about these, when you release the PTT, the radio beep doesn't play on the radio you've just transmitted. It plays it on the radio what was receiving over. What was receiving. This quick demo. That's on channel 2 and 20. As you can tell, it vibrates as well. It's making that buzz because it's on charge. Well, when I release the PTT, just the receiving walkie-talkie will play the radio beep and not the transmitting walkie-talkie. As you can tell. So to turn it off, you press and hold the mode button as well. But when you've locked the keypad, watch this, you can't turn it off. You can just call, talk or use the flashlight. These take 3 rechargeable AA batteries, and it's got 4 bars of battery life instead of 3 bars. As you can tell, up in that corner there, your radio beep. That means your radio beep is enabled. That means, so it's out of focus. The musical icon means you've got your tones enabled. I've got it on channel 2 on DCS 20, and that's for if it's receiving or transmitting. As you can tell, that means it's transmitting, and the other walkie-talkie will display a different logo. So, like, I will show you. Okay. It's gone on to a different stuff, so we escape that. As you can tell, it displays a different logo for receiving, and it's got power saver. After a few seconds of not being used, it will flash power save. If to interrupt it, you just press the PTT, but I think power save, it's just turned on, is where you leave it on, it goes on to power save, and it didn't drain battery life if you leave it on. Well, it uses less battery, I think, I'm not sure. See, it says microtalk, it's got 121 privacy codes. It says PMR, Cobra, 8 channels. I'm not I think that's for adding in memory channels and all that. For my favourite channels, what I prefer to use, but I'm not going to use that. No max range, that's your horrible squelch. Scan, pretty straightforward, you just press it again to scan the privacy channels or normal channels. So, to confirm and to start scanning, once you've selected, just press and hold scan until you hear another beep and it will start counting up. To make it count down, you press the down arrow on the channel selector, so As you can tell, to change it to count up, same button but the up button and on the channel. So up does that. The speaker quality is good. It vibrates when you transmit, as you can tell, on the receiving walkie-talkie or when you send out a call out. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. It's not because it's faulty, it's because I'm not pressing it in for long enough. Call button. I think once it vibrates, you have to wait a couple of seconds for it to vibrate again, and to give the motor a break inside what causes it to vibrate. Okay, power saver is enabled. Takes 3 rechargeable AA's, as I said. And what I like about this than other walkie-talkies, it's got 4 bars of battery life instead of 3 on some radios. What are rechargeable and takes AA's. Even though I just said it near the beginning of the video, I say it again. So, and the battery life is really good. I used one of these, as I said at the beginning, on the motorway, and after a few hours of it travelling after a few hours of using it, one battery bar went down, or sort of flickered off and on. The fourth one sort of went to 3 when I pressed a button, and when I stopped pressing buttons it went back. So yeah, these last really good. So I can tell the battery life is good. When I opened them up, unboxed them, and used them then, that was a few days ago. When I inserted the batteries, it was down to 3 bars. When I inserted the batteries, that's probably because it's been in storage for a while, and it sort of drained a bit, but it's fine. And then on the night I charged them overnight. Right then, it's channel 2, DCS 20, and on channel 1 I've set it so it's got CCTSS 20, so that's the only analog privacy channels I've got. I think CCTSS is analog. I know DCS is digital, but I don't know what DCS stands for, nor CCTSS coding. If you know, please let me know in the comment section down below. PMR stands for Private Mobile Radio. Oh, I know that. 8 channels, that's EU standard for PMR, or license fee. If you take this into the US, it won't be legal. In the US, they're FRS or GMRS. Yes, I think one of those two is license fee, and they have 22 channels for their license fee and licensed. I think. I'm not sure though. Okay. But I know they definitely have 22 channels, and on one of the channels you get the local weather station. So if I went to the US, I would have to buy some 2-way radios with 22 channels, and it has different transmit power and receiving power, I think. That's why it won't be legal in the UK, and this won't be legal in the US. So yeah. The US is this has 8 channels, EU standard, PMR. As I say, the US, I'm not sure whether they've got different transmit and receiving power, or they need more channels like the weather channel as a legal requirement. I'm not sure because I don't live in the US. I've not been to the US, I've not owned a license for US walkie-talkie. I've just owned British EU ones. Your top button is your PTT and your bottom button is for your LED flashlight. Turn it on again for you to see. It would help if I press the right button. Again, that's the flashlight. It's a very bright flashlight. It's sort of black and grey colour is the walkie-talkie with orange button and sort of a reddy orange LCD backlight. To turn it off, let's say it's run out of charge, turn it off. Because it says in the manual, Cobra recommends you turn off the rigs before you charge them. I've put them in the dock, even though I can charge them using the micro USB lead at the top of the radio from the USB lead it came with. It doesn't come with a plug, it just comes with the lead, so I've got a plug. I've pack tested it, because the reason I've pack tested it before, at my school we have a policy that if you bring in electronics, it has to be pack tested before it can be used. That's why I've pack tested it, and that's why it's safe to use, so that means I can use it in my school. So pass electrical safety test, I am pack test trained, and I had a fully calibrated machine to do it, so it's safe. And yep, even done it on the dock because I plugged it in when the lead was plugged in, so it would test the dock as well. Well, I think, I'm not sure, 2 LEDs, my other pack test sticker, because sometimes people don't look at the plugs and look at the dock. So that's why I put stickers on, 2 stickers. One there and one there, so if people look down they can see that one. If people look sat down and looked like that, they can see this one. Alright? I will retest it in 2023. Okay. So yeah, these are 10km range. These are really good. I did the range test in Hereford, like on my previous video, and to be honest, we went to the local park where my relative's house is, what I went with him, and he had one, and I was in the park, and I had one, and he took it to his house. The park is a few trek away, is a few feet away, or kilometres. And to be honest, because there was loads of obstructions, and plus it was really flat and not hilly, the range was impeccably good. It only had a very, very, very tiny bit of static, but you could still hear what he was saying very loud and clear when he was in his house, and he got, I think, my mum to do it, to transmit, and I could receive him loud and clear, and my mum loud and clear, which was really good. 10km is really good. I've not had any walkie-talkies this good before. This is weather resistant, which is good. And when I got these in Maplin, it was recommended for extreme sports. I go hiking as part of my lessons at school, so I bought these especially for hiking, because we do go into atmospheres is where it's really, really cold, and I've used other rechargeable walkie-talkies. I used my latitude 100s, or 200s. I mean the 150, sorry, and it got cold, the batteries just died, basically. But I'm not tested this yet in cold weather, so yeah, so I will have to try it, so yeah. And I'll let you know in the description box how well it did, and if the battery survived the cold and not depleted. Or if it did, I would let you know how long it lasted. These last hours of battery life, so you get a couple of hours on full bars or more. I didn't really notice because I was on the motorway. I only noticed when we stopped at a service station and I was pressing some buttons on the fourth battery bar was going down to 3. Then once I let go, it went back up. So I would say it would last about a couple of hours, but don't quote me, because it may be different to yours. Alright? Got a slight manufacturing fault on these, as you can tell, but I'm not really bothered. It's only a slight manufacturing problem. I can tell that was done in the factory, not by the shop. Well, I did drop one, and it chipped the belt clip a bit, so yeah, but it's fine. These are really robust and really thick and really easy to handle. Good little flashlight, ideal for power cuts because it's super bright. Those two connectors are for the charger dock so you can charge it. I will quickly show you the AA batteries. They're 850 mAh, 1.2 volts, nickel metal hydride, rechargeable battery, and it's AA. Standard charge time 85 milliamps for 15 hours. Okay, these are generic batteries, I can tell because it doesn't have a company name on, but it's fine. These batteries are really good. So I need to, once these have had it over time, because rechargeable batteries don't last forever, I'll probably Google batteries for these AA batteries on this model of walkie-talkie so that I can get the original batteries again and online once these have given up and stopped holding their charge, because after a while, after it's been depleted charge over about, I think, 100 and something times, they start to lose their hold of charge, so it won't hold their charge for as long, and then get worse until when you take them off, turn them on, and they just deplete and not hold a charge completely. That's when you need to replace them. Or when they start not holding their charge as well as it should, because with walkie-talkies you need the best amount of life for because if it only lasted a few minutes and you needed to get help urgently and your battery just died within a few minutes, then you're stuck. That's why if batteries in walkie-talkies only last a few minutes, get them replaced. With bigger capacity batteries like 850, 1000, and in AAA's and AA's you can get 1000 mAh or 1100 mAh. I would recommend for walkie-talkies you get 1100 mAh for walkie-talkies. Then you will get the best amount of juice in the walkie-talkies and life in walkie-talkies before you need to put them on a charge when they die. So they won't die as quickly as other milliamp hour batteries. 850 is fine because it still lasts hours, but they don't last as long as 1100 mAh because it's a bigger capacity with more nickel metal hydride chemicals in. I think that's how they equate and they make the milliamp hour bigger, but I'm not sure. You can get lithium, those are your ultra high capacity, but with lithium you can't use a normal nickel metal hydride or NiCad battery charger or charger dock because it won't be compatible. It will cause a major problem. So if you do choose the lithium ion option, to get a special lithium ion battery charger, and once they've depleted, to take them out, put them into the charger. But to save hassle, I would recommend you would go for nickel metal hydride, so that you can just not have the hassle of taking them out to put them in the battery charger. You can just sit this in the dock and just charge it that way, or unplug the micro USB lead if it's just one walkie-talkie outside and plug it into the top. Saves the ultimate hassle of having to take out batteries and put them on a charger. Because I go hiking and there's no charging stations, and I've got a bag full of fresh batteries. These double A's, I've just put in some double A's, so there. These will be used on hiking for when the rechargeable batteries die, because I do not have a station for my charger dock to plug into. So I just carry normal alkaline batteries, and plus I've got some zinc chloride batteries by Kodak, heavy duty, as you can tell. I've tested these batteries on these Duracell Plus batteries in the walkie-talkie, and they show full lives, because I found these not in their packet, so it showed 4 bars of batteries. I got the Kodak batteries heavy duty from Poundland, and I would recommend you get Kodak batteries because they're cheap, they last just as long as you need for walkie-talkies. But the only downside is it's made cheaply, and if you press on it hard enough, it gets dented easily. These expire 12/20/19, as you can tell. The heavy duty ones are the black and red. So these are double A's. I would recommend getting Kodak instead of Sony. I do not recommend you get Sony from Poundland, because I've used Sony twice. The first time was fine, but the second time I think they've changed the way they make them, because the downside is put normal Sony rechargeables into your walkie-talkie, keep the walkie-talkie off, leave it a week, then you come back, when you leave it a week of not being used, you come back and it shows about 2 bars of battery left. I don't know how they are getting low. They are stored at room temperature, and so I don't know. So I've not gone with Sony. I'm going to switch to Kodak. I tend to buy batteries from Poundland because they're cheap, because I can't afford expensive batteries, because I'm on a budget. The microtalk logo and cobra. I would highly recommend these walkie-talkies to you, even for general use, even if you want them for your kids. Kids or adults who are clumsy, because these are made to be really robust. These are really robust, and the speaker quality is great. As you can tell in my previous video, that's your mic, that's your speaker. You get 8 different volume levels and 10 different caller tones. The 8th volume level is super loud. That's why I keep it on 4, so turn it on 1. I will go through the caller tones. Number 1, number 2, that's what I used in my previous video. Number 3, number 4, number 5, number 6, number 7, number 8, number 9 and 10. Then back to 1. I preferably like number 2 because it sounds like it will get the attention of the other person better than having all the other ones, because the other ones sound too high pitched for me, except for 1 or 2 or 3. So yeah, I hoped this review has helped you in looking to buy some walkie-talkies. If you came to me and said which walkie-talkies would I buy, I would say definitely these. I would recommend you buy these, even though they cost £69.99. They're well worth their money. You can get it cheap on Amazon, I think, I'm not sure, but don't quote me. But I got these in from Maplin, as I said. Do not put in bin. I would recommend you spend the money and get a pretty robust pair than spending for buying really cheap ones and not being very good. Cheap rechargeable ones are not being very good, alright? Because they're usually AAA's and the batteries won't last as long because they are usually 600 mAh. So definitely get these £69 ones from Maplin or online because they come with AA850 mAh rechargeable batteries which lasts a lot longer than the 600 and 650 mAh batteries. To turn it off, you basically press and hold on, it makes that double beep and turns off. When you hear the second beep you can let go. Then I'm gonna pop it in the dock. It just sits like that. It got a directional arrow and says front. That means the front of the walkie-talkie so like that, so the arrow faces that way. So you put the speaker where the arrow faces outwards and put the back to the arrow and put the back it sits in like that. So it says front. Don't take it like it means that way round. It's this way round. Alright? That's an easy information because people could get confused. Where you see the dip there, that's where you put the speaker. Like that, it sits in like that. The dip sort of shows all the speaker. This is the right way. Then it shows you it's charging, as you can tell. I won't recommend that you keep it on charge day in day out because that will cause the batteries to overcharge and be rubbish basically because they won't hold their charge. If you keep it on charge day in day out, year after year, over time the batteries will eventually just give up, and when you go to use it, the batteries will just die. It wouldn't help if I dropped it. That's the second time, and it was on the base this time. The light still works, which is good. It sits in like that. 2 little walkie-talkies, really good, and that's the end of my video.